Janome Harmony 2049. The lady wanted me to do a basic cleaning, but I told her I think it needs more than basic cleaning. Something is wrong with the stitch knob. This is the stitch select knob. It tells you what stitches it will do. Because when I turned it, the C wouldn't do the stitching. It was actually doing this stitching. So something was wrong with the indicator back in this area. This is plastic gears and things. And I told her if I crack it open, it'll tell me exactly what's going on. And when I got in there, the grease had gotten so hard that even when I touched it, I couldn't even wipe it away. I thought, okay, the grease needs to be replaced. It needs to be oiled first to get it broken up. So I oiled it, broke it up, wiped it clean, put new grease in it. It's still got a little bit of humming noise, but the knocking noise is gone. And it's actually zigzagging, so it's starting to really do the zigzag. Okay, when I first started doing it, it was doing this. Okay, it would zigzag, drop, zigzag, drop. It says, okay, something is wrong with this machine. This is like later, and I thought, okay, we need to get that fixed. So, and when you do zigzags, remember your tension has to go up on 1. Okay, when you're doing straight stitch, you go back down to 4. Okay. But when you want to move your tension, you always want to have your foot in the highest position. Right here, it's highest position. And I'm already making it dusty already. But then you can move your tension, all right? All right, to thread this one, okay, you want to thread it from the back. 'Cause, you know, even though this one here, I'm not sure what the spool's doing, but I just always thread it from the back. This way you don't make a mistake when you have older thread. And you go this way to this little slot, down through the tension. Make sure the foot is in the highest position. Your foot in the highest position, that opens a chamber, so it receives that tension. Then you going in this way, back this way, and your uptake is right here, and you go up and around, and it gets hooked into the uptake. If it's not in the uptake, it will not send that thread through the machine, okay? So it has to be in the uptake. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it's on the uptake. Going back down, hooking it in this little lever, down into this one, and into the needle, okay? And then you want to, when you're ready to sew, you want to put your foot down like that, okay? Now I have it on zigzag because I couldn't get this to work. Because every time I tried to do it, it was all the way down here somewhere, and I knew the plastic gears needed to be greased and oiled, and I told her, I mean, I gave it a basic cleaning, but it needs more than that. So, and when I got in there, I went, oh yeah, I can see what's going on. And now it's zigzagging with no issues, not dropping or anything. It's actually zigzagging, which is what I wanted to do. Because if it doesn't do that, then you can't do half your stitches. See, here's the zigzag we just did. And since I moved that thing on the upper part, it's not dropping the stitches, okay? Now, remember, when you want to, I'm going to put the needle in the highest position, so tap it once, get it up there. There's highest position. Okay, now we're going to go back to straight stitch. So we can turn this back to 0, okay? This is the length, and we're going to go to A, all right? Now it has A1 and another A, but there's only one A. There's a reset A, so I think that's what that means, reset. But anyway, and then we're just going to do some doing this. Now you can still hear that. It's going to take time for that all the gears to reshift, and it was so stuck. And there's this right straight stitch and straight stitch here, okay? Now, now when you hear this like humming noise coming from here, is because the gears are slowly shifting, and they're not shifting right. But now I got all these things to work correctly. So all these different stitches now will work on the stitch dial, okay? This is your length. This is your width right here. Length, width, and then your reverse, okay? Reverse works. And you see the material moving backwards, and that means it will work. So it goes backwards. Now that wasn't working that well either. And then now it's working very well. Now if you want to make the wider stitches, you need to turn this knob here to like a 4 basting stitch is number 4, or anything bigger if you want to go for a basting stitch. This way. Put this back down. Now we'll do a bigger stitch. Now you'll hear that. That means that gear thing is taking time to fix itself. See how much wider that is, okay? Now, this should be perfectly, she said she's coming to pick it up today. It's a bottom feed. It has a little table that comes off, a little storage area. Comes off, and this is a bottom feed. It does have drop. You can actually drop your feet if you're doing freehand sewing, which, you know, that's your foot feed dogs, drop feed dogs, and this is a bottom feed, and it shows you how to thread it. It's already threaded in there, and then you pop this thing back in like that. All right, so now she can come get her machine. She said she'll be here around 12. And when you want to do a, you know, use your rewinder, okay, this is here. I don't know why that was back there. And this is here. And then you go through this back this way to here, and you click it close, and then you pop this out to disengage your sewing machine, okay? Now, and then you just push this, and it'll rewind, and it'll fill your bobbin. So, which is really cool. Everybody needs one of those. So let's continue. So this little vibration that she's going to be hearing, it's going to be a while before all that new grease and that new oil gets down into where it needs to be at. So it's going to be loud for a while. But, you know, I told her, just give it time. It'll disappear and you'll forget about it. It always seems to happen that way. Let's see. Now we're going to move this back to the center. So that way she'll have it. And it'll be ready for her when she picks it up. It'll be ready to go. So you always want, when you're traveling, you always want your hub down. Come on, down we go. There, it's down. Okay, now your hub's down so that won't break. Make sure it's all the way down. There's your hub all the way down. This way, it's all locked in the locking position, so nothing will get ruined when she comes and gets her machine. I'd like to hear you guys. If you have one like this, let me know. What do you do? Where'd you get it? Maybe you got it from somebody that handed it down to you. Maybe somebody bought it for you. I know you can still buy these machines. Sometimes they're still new in the box. Sometimes they're not. But it's a kind of an older machine. I mean, it has a... It came with a nice manual and everything too, so, you know, and, but it's a really nice sewing machine. It does its job, and that's all you need is a machine that can do your job, and it's light. It came with she has a case. I got to clean this up now, so she comes and gets it. It'll be ready for her to pick it up. Other than that, her machine is in working order, and it's ready to go, so I'm very happy that I got this machine running. The turn off and on button is over here, so you turn it off so the light shuts off and the machine won't run. But I hope you guys get something out of this and understand how sewing machines work. Now remember, whenever you want to change your tension, the needle has to be in the highest position and the foot has to be down. Okay, so that will click in. Now whenever you're threading the machine, you know, when you're threading it, okay, you want to put, you know, needle can go anywhere. It can be up or down. But the foot has to be in the highest position so that it opens the chambers inside your tension for it to be able to run perfectly, okay? But other than that, machine is in working order, and the noise will slowly subside. It just took time to clean all the yuck out, put all the new stuff in, and now the machine should be able to run all the stitches with no problem. I ran them all the way up to about here, and they were all running perfectly, so everything's doing great, and I'm really happy about it. This thing here too, whenever you're using this and you're only in straight stitch, it can move the needle over. That's one thing I'll notice about it too. You can move this and this moves the needle. And it talks about width too, but if you're doing straight stitch, it'll still do straight, but move the needle wherever position you want it to be in. Right now, it's in the middle, and that's where it starts it out to be. Anyway, have a blessed day, and I hope you get something out of this. Like the video, comment if you have any issues with yours, or if you need help with anything, or anything in that category. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.